Hello, guys, and subscribers, and girls, and anyone new watching the channel. My name is Carl, and this is North Coast Constrictors. So, the last YouTube video I did, we were pairing up a first time breed. Well, one of the pairings that we were doing because it's the weekend, and I pair up on the weekend. Very exciting project that I'm working on, which is a very high end genetic, very high end desert ghost with quite a lot of genetics in it. It's a pastel, the male, there's a pastel spot nose pinstripe desert ghost, 100% head harpo, 50% head cryptic. And the female, which is a first year breeder, I didn't think she'd actually be ready this season, and she was. When I weighed her on Friday, she was 1,786 grams, if I remember correctly. And she is an ivory, 100% head desert ghost, 50% head cryptic. And for those of you that don't know ivory, ivory is the super form of yellow belly. So it's a super yellow belly. So she's never been introduced to a male. And on Friday, I introduced that high-end desert ghost male to her, who is also a first-year breeder, but he has been locking up with about 4 other females in the collection. So he knows how to lock up. So I don't know whether they would lock or not. Anyway, they have locked up. So it's great. I don't know if I'm going to get it on camera. If not, I'm going to open up the tub now. I've let them be. I've let them do their thing. It is Sunday now, 20 to 12 in the afternoon. I have gone through my racks. There are a lot of snakes that locked and unlocked. I've taken the males out already. I've put them back in their tubs. I don't leave them in for multiple locks. If I see one visual lock and then they unlock, I take the male out straight away. That way, I believe, and a few guys that have my mentors, basically, some of my mentors, not everybody agrees, but guys whose word I take very seriously, that's the way they do it, and they are not as successful as they are as ball python breeders for making stupid decisions and breeding in an incorrect manner. And one lock is enough. The male has inseminated the female, so leaving him in for more locks and more locks just drains him. So one lock, if you see them unlocked, take them out. If they are still locked 2 days later, like I've got a male that's inside there, a pastel sugar male paired up to a pastel female, that locked her within half an hour, and he is still locked. He locked on Friday night. He is still locked to her on Sunday morning, and he hasn't unlocked. And I will leave him. And if he stays locked to her for 3, 4, 5 days, and I've had it before where a male has stayed locked to a female for 4 days. Wait for them to unlock, and then you take the male out. Anyway, let's go ahead. I want to check here and see if this guy is he still locked or is he unlocked from her. No, they are locked tight. That is a great sign, guys, because this is one of my prize projects this year, Desert Ghost. Last year, I missed the Desert Ghost project. I was working on these 2 females here. These are 2 pastel bamboo, 100% head desert ghosts. This girl here, oh man, she's been really disappointing this season. She's not building the way she should be building. She's definitely up to weight, and I've put a male in with her, and every time I put a male in with her, she bucks and performs. You'd actually think she's another male, but she's not a male because I paired her last season to another desert ghost of mine, a single gene male desert ghost, which is an absolute stud breeder. That boy locks up to anything. It doesn't matter how anti the female is of getting locked up. She can buck and perform and do what she wants. That boy will overpower her, and he will lock her. And at first, I try to pair this female because she's 100% head desert ghost, and you want more genes. I try to pair up that first year breeder with the pastel spot nose pinstripe desert ghost, 100% head harpo. And she wasn't having any of it. I tried about 4 times to pair them up. The tub was doing that. with her bucking and performing and carrying on. Eventually, I thought, okay, I'm not going to get that Desert Ghost pairing right. And I put my single gene Desert Ghost male in, which locks up. And he pinned her down and got on top of her, and he wouldn't give up. But she positioned herself in such a way where he couldn't get his tail around and get his cloaca attached to her. But I left him in for probably about 2 hours, 3 hours. There was a lot of bucking and performing, and then I separated them because I don't want to stress the snake out. The thing is, she locked to that male last year, but she just didn't ovulate. She built, and then she reabsorbed her follicles, and that was that. Okay, and she's going to mess up my microphone now. So I'm a little disappointed that she didn't lock up, because it would have been a third Desert Ghost to lock up this season. And last year I missed the Desert Ghost project. Bamboo Desert Ghost, which would have been really great, or Pastel Bamboo Desert Ghost. However, what is really cool is that I've got his sister over here, who is now, he's locked about 3 times, and she's starting to get that beautiful triangular pyramid kind of looking shape to her. Identical female. Pastel Bamboo, 100% het Desert Ghost. She's building nicely. She's also locked up to that single gene Desert Ghost last year, but this year she locked up to that multi-gene Desert Ghost, and they have had 3 visual locks. So I haven't completely lost out, but up until this weekend, that high-end Desert Ghost male of mine had only paired up to 100% het Desert Ghost female, which was that. Now he's paired up to that ivory het Desert Ghost, and he's pos het cryptic 50%, and she's pos het cryptic 50%. So that is fantastic. So yes, guys, we got a lock, and it's awesome. There is another female over here which I'd like to show you guys, and I'm waiting for her to hit size. I don't think it's going to happen this season. If it does, it'll happen very late on in the season. This is a spot nose harpo, 100% het Desert Ghost female. Okay, I doubt she's going to. And I know a lot of guys say, "Oh, spot nose to spot nose," because that male of mine has got spot nose. It can give you issues. Yes, spot nose to spot nose can, but it is so rare. It's not like forbidden pairing, like spider to spider, champagne to champagne, champagne to spider. 1,303. So she's not going to, unless, when she hits 1,500 grams, then I start feeling safe to pair them. The thing is, if that happens, then I'm going to have to wait probably another month. If she takes her rat a week, about 5 weeks, I can get another 200 grams on her. And she's eating big rats. I could get her up to 1.5. And then, but by the time she ovulates, or if she does, as a first year breeder, she wasn't really intended for this season. She's actually intended for next season. So it really doesn't bother me. But if I pair her this season, it's going to be very late, which means I'm not going to be able to pair her next season. Okay. So, but she will go to that other male of mine, and a super spot nose is what we call a Powerball. Okay, so, and because that male is also 100% het harpo, she's a visual harpo. So she's a spot nose harpo, 100% het DG, and he's a pastel pinstripe spot nose Desert Ghost, 100% het harpo, pos het cryptic. She's also pos het cryptic, guys. This girl here, she's 50% pos het cryptic. So we could get all of those genes plus visual Desert Ghost, visual harpo, visual cryptic, which would be absolutely insane with her being harpo. So that is something to look forward to. I may just wait. And keep her out of the breeding rotation this year, so that, because by the time next year comes, by the time breeding season starts next year in May, June, she's going to be well over 2,000 grams. And that is going to, if she goes, which she will, because she comes from an excellent breeder. Most of my desert ghosts have been bought from one breeder. And that same breeder buys from the other guy that I buy my other desert ghosts from. So we all know each other and trust each other, and we know the quality of snakes that come out from each breeder. Um, uh, I should have a good yield of eggs from her, and obviously she'll pair up to that male. So that if she had to pair now, she'd probably hit the 1,718 mark. If she pair 1,700 grams, 1,800 grams, by the time she lays, maybe just under 2,000 grams. By the time she pairs next year, she'll be 2,000 grams when I lock her up, if not more. Maybe even close to 2,300, 2,400. And then when she lays, she'll probably be around about anywhere between 2,800 and 3,000 grams, which means more eggs. So it might be easier on her, and probably a wise decision, to keep her out of the rotation this year, not try and push it just for the sake. And also, I'm limited with space. I had a very good season last year. Um, I paired up quite a lot of snakes last year. I was going to pair up more this year, but then the market has hit a bit of a slump, and I wasn't. Look, the bulk of my snakes were holdbacks anyway for future projects, but even the ones that I wanted to sell, I have literally almost been letting go at a third of the price, which really does my head in. And the only reason why I even sold them, because normally, just on principle, I wouldn't sell a snake at below market value. I would rather keep it. I would be like, no, because now you're adding to the problem. Because then it follows a trend, and everybody starts dropping their prices. So I would normally actually just hold on to the snake instead of selling it. The problem is, though, is that I needed space. I needed rack space. I've got hatchlings coming this year. As it is, I've pretty much halved the amount of pairings that I was going to do this year. And I've held back, and I'm going to pair up next year. And I'm aiming to have another facility, a bigger facility, by next breeding season, or even the year after. So, and also a lot of the females that are in these breeding, this entire row, this entire wall up to here, are all breeding females. This entire rack here is breeding females. You can't see, but there's 15 here. There's 8 breeding females down in racks over there, which you can't see, big racks. And that's it. And there's a whole bunch of adult females in racks behind. There's another 30 that I decided not to pull. Some of them are breeding weight, some of them are not. But even the ones that breeding, I took the best of the best that I wanted to breed this year. And again, the bulk of them are going to be my holdbacks. I'm working on really, really good projects, and projects that when the hatchlings are ready to pair, they'll be ready to pair in 2025 and 2024 and 2025. The stuff that I produced last year, which will be breeding ready next year. Stuff that I produced the year before. Stuff that I've bought from other breeders, ready to pair next year. But 2025 is going to be a great year. 2026 is going to be mind-blowing. I just want to see what the market does. I'm playing it safe. But as I say, I'm breeding for myself. Anything that I do sell, it's really going to do nothing in my collection for me, And I'm very specific about who I'll sell it to, because I'm letting some snakes go for such a good price that it'll be to someone that is I've been watching or following on various social media groups that I believe that snake would do well for them, and they are an ethical breeder. They might be a little bit new to the hobby, as am I. I'm 3 years in. I'm in my third season, so I'm not exactly a beginner, but I'm certainly not a 10-year breeder, or one of those guys, 10, 15, 20 years. I'm an intermediate breeder, but if there are one or two new guys that are on the scene. If you've been watching them, one or two of them I've sold a snake to. A couple of them have been here to the facility, had a look at the snakes, and to help them out, I'll let the snake go to them. So, but a lot of these females that are here that will breed for me this year are 100% hets. And when I get the visuals from them, they will all be holdbacks. Whatever visuals will all be holdbacks. All the females will be holdbacks, unless there's a ridiculous amount of them, in which case I'll let one or two go. If it's not one of my prize projects, if it's one of my prize projects, nothing will be sold. If it's just a normal project, let's say yellow belly NG pod or something like that for sale, no problem. I've got quite a lot of those which I produced last year, and I'm going to be producing a lot of those this year. This is a beautiful snake that I'm going to pair next year. She's an absolute winner. This is an Orange Dream NG pod. Okay. And I'm going to be pairing her to a I want to tell you what I'm pairing her to, but it's just, I hate saying secrets because I love to be transparent on my channel, but I've got such an awesome male for this female, and I do believe that I'm the only person to, well, the breeder that sold it to me, he only had one, and he actually sold it to me and almost had seller's remorse. But he's such a well-known breeder, and he's got so many snakes, and the sire, and he can reproduce that male without batting an eyelid. Well, I mean, if he hits the odds, but he only made one last season, and I bought the hatchling, and he'll be ready to breed next year, and he's going to go with us. It's a pod, obviously a visual pod, but it is power packed with genes that would make this Orange Dream NG pod, the hatchlings that will come from that combination. But yeah, and also another thing, like why I don't want to talk too much about it, is because I don't want to count my chickens until they hatch. And not only that, I need content next year, the year after. I want to just keep on pulling out the same snakes, so you got to keep a little bit back and show what you're going to breed. I did pull out a couple of snakes yesterday, which I said I'm going to breed. This girl here, she's an absolute stunner. I've pulled her out. I don't know if she's even going to go, though. This is a pastel champagne. She's locked up twice to a super pastel Orange Dream spot nose 100% head pod male, 50% head clown, but that's not going to make any difference. Everything will be 50% head pod. But champagne, Orange Dream together, champagne and Orange Dream, also mixed with NG and spot nose and pastel, is next level. I've got a male inside there which I'd love to pull out now. It's an NG Orange Dream yellow belly champagne, but he's just started going into shed. If I could show you what that snake looked like, it would be incredible. Let's have a look and see if these guys have locked up. They're trying. What I did, she's deep in the blue. What I did is I put my exentic pod male that I tried to pair up to the 100% het double het exentic pod female last night. They're on Friday night. They didn't lock at all. In fact, she was smothering him in the enclosure. Guys, for new breeders, intermediate breeders, or even breeders that have been doing it for a while, you should know this. If you don't, Here's a bit of information. But for the new guys, if your big female is dominating and is on top of the male, that is not a good sign. That you need to get that male out of that tub. Okay, so if you open up your tub on a pairing and you see the female pushing the male up against the side of the tub or on top of him and got him completely covered or halfway covered, and she's putting her body weight on him, she doesn't want him. She doesn't want to lock him, and it could hurt him because usually the males are a whole lot smaller. Now, that female that I tried to pair up to this exentic pied male, she's 4,800 grams. She's a double het. I'll pull her out for you because she's, I think she didn't lock because I think she's already taken. I think she's about to ovulate. Okay. I'm going to pull her out now and I'm going to try and keep her as, you can see the size of this girl. You can see how thick she is. I mean, she is absolutely massive. She is a massive, massive snake. Okay, so this is 100% double het exentic pod, and she had her, yeah, oh yeah. So I think she didn't lock because I think she's taken. So I'm expecting an ovulation soon. And she had her entire body weight on him, and it was time to get him out of that tub. So what I did is, because obviously I don't want to waste a male, I paired him up to my pinstripe, my pastel pinstripe exentic VPR. So he's a visual exentic pod, so I will get all exentics, 100% het pod. There might be half of them theoretically should be pinstripe as well. Okay, so that's why I put him in there. She is not locked. She's a first year breeder. She's also very, very deep in shed. I don't know if they're going to lock. Okay, so let's have a look here. I did take this boy out. I did do a video on this. This is my hypo female. Okay, she is 10 years old, this girl, and she has produced many a great clutch. Okay, anyway, so she's also very shy. She doesn't like getting pulled out. So she was locked up to my pastel, my blackhead, which is a red gene, blackhead red gene, pinstripe, 100% het hypo male. She's a hypo female. She locked to him last year and produced the most incredible snakes. And I'm going to pull some of them out for you now. I'm just going to show you a blackhead. I'm going to show you the two best. Okay. I'm going to show you what the red, well, maybe three. This is one of the offspring. This is a blackhead hypo, red gene blackhead hypo. That came from that female and that pinstripe. So the only gene that we didn't hit on that was the pinstripe, which is fine. I don't mind. I have got a pinstripe, a blackhead red gene pinstripe hypo male, which I got the all gene snake. But this one here, I just think is an absolute cracker. And this is a girl. Okay. That's a female. What I want to do is I want to show you. Okay, this is the blackhead pinstripe. This is the black. So this is the all gene snake. At first, I didn't really like the look of him, to be honest. He looked like quite monsoonish. Okay, Oak's gonna hate me. Maybe not. Okay, very pinstripe. But yeah, this is a blackhead red gene pinstripe hypo. Okay, and he's growing on me. He really is. I think he's a beautiful snake, and yeah, so he hit all the genes from that pairing. But you ask, how do I know it's the red gene? And what I'll do is I'll pull out what was supposed to be a normal. All right. So this is a blackhead. This was supposed to be a normal 100% het hypo. Okay, hang on a second. Whoa, was this a blackhead? Okay, sorry guys, I beg your pardon. This is a blackhead 100% het hypo. Okay, but now if you have a look at the sides, if you look at the alien hairs here, you see that white blushing up the sides there, and you see, okay, that is a trait of the red gene. Okay, you can see that. And obviously the blackhead makes it a lot darker. You're going to see it. I'm going to pull out what would have been a normal, okay, but the blackhead, the red gene in the blackhead has made it look like a very, very rusty color. So this is a blackhead 100% head hypo, but sure, how hot is that snake? And obviously the blackhead, I mean, look how dark that is. Incredible. From that same pairing, and this is also a female. Where is it? I hope I don't know. Blackhead, normal 100%. Okay, here we go. Now, all right. So this is where you're gonna see. This is where you're gonna see the red gene. Now, this is supposed to be a normal 100% head hypo. Okay, no blackhead. Okay, you saw the blackhead now that I pulled out for you, but now you look at this snake, and you look at those golds. Look at those oranges there, and then look at the blushing up the side. You see that whiteness just at the bottom of the alien head there, and then that blushing inside the alien head. Okay. Also, the alien heads have got, well, they're not alien heads, are they? At all. There's like one very incredibly reduced pattern. This is not the pattern. These are not the markings of a normal. Okay. So that is why this is the red gene and 100% head hypo. And this is how we could tell that we had the red gene in the mix with blackhead, because blackhead comes in 3 different genes. You can get the blackhead red gene, the blackhead ringer gene, and there's another one which escapes me now. I don't know what it is. If you guys know what it is, drop a comment below. Now, this is also female, and also from that same pairing. And yeah, awesome. I mean, what a stunning snake. I mean, that's just, there's no ways, and that's a normal, you know. So that's red gene there. And I mean, look at those yellows, that rusty color. So yeah, we're expecting great things. Obviously, I can't wait to pair those back to throw that into the mix. I've got a couple of ideas where I'm going to go with this, guys. And then yeah, let's end off with some of my absolute favorites, which are looking super fantastic. I want to pull out this girl particularly. This is a fire blade clown, with a Dinka. She's part of the Dinka project. I believe, and I've said this on a couple of my YouTube videos, I have shown the male version of this, and I'll pull him out as well. I believe the sire, I believe all of the ones that I've got to have lace. So I believe this to be a Fireblade lace clown female. It's hard to tell with the fire in it, okay, but it's quite easy to tell with the normal, the lace 100% head clown, which I'll also show you, okay. So this is the female that I produced. Obviously a holdback. Nothing that has got lace in it is for sale. This is the male. He was born 1 month earlier, so he's a little bit bigger. He's identical, also Fireblade lace clown, what I believe to be the lace clown. The reason why they're holdbacks is because I'm going to be breeding them back together. Obviously not the fire to the fire, because you'll get a white snake. So it'll be to like I've got pastel, and I've got ones that don't have fire, and the fires will go to the ones without fire, okay. And then hopefully we will get the super form, which is white lace, and then I can confidently say that I have the lace gene. Until then, it's just a dream. It's just a wish, a wing, and a prayer that I have it. But if I pull out a normal, this is supposed to be a normal 100% head clown, okay? But if you have a look at the sides of this snake, these high blushings here on the alien heads, those whites that come up the side here, over there, like that. That there, that's an indicator of lace. So this, theoretically, what we're looking at here is a lace, single gene lace, 100% het clown. Okay, this is not a normal. This would not be classified as a normal. Okay, very close to the normal, but obviously, I've had other guys look at these snakes that specialize in lace, and they've all come back and said they've got lace in them. And then we've obviously got this incredibly beautiful. This is supposed to be a pastel clown, but this is no pastel clown. If you look at those marks, if you look at those alien heads, the dorsal of this snake, not just this snake, I'm going to end off with his brother. This is a normal, and he's going into the blue actually, so it's a little bit dull because I've opened up the tub now and I thought, geez, it's a lot brighter than that. This we believe to have the lace gene. Oh, sorry about that. I wish I had a team of cameramen. Here's another pastel clown. Now you'll see some very different patterning on this one. Okay, you'll see the alien heads here, how the alien heads differ. Like it gets all like kind of really, really busy at the back of the tail. They aren't as round and defined as the other one, but they're both pastel clowns. But you can see without a shadow of a doubt that these aren't pastel clowns. There is another gene at play here. There's been two other genes that have been thrown around by some top breeders, one of them being Trojan, one of them being Mandarin, in this particular line. But after sending numerous videos to people overseas of the sire, the sire, how they identified the lace, the guys that, because we couldn't identify. This is a firefly, which we believe to have lace as well. She's just getting better and better. The head is getting whiter and whiter. She is a phenomenal snake. She came out in one of the very first clutches, so we believe this to be a firefly lace clown, and also a holdback, and she'll pair to one of the pastel males, obviously because she's got fire in her. And hopefully we get white lace, which is the super form. And guys, that'll only happen in 2025. Anyway, on that note, guys, we're well over half an hour. Guys, please do us a solid and hit like and subscribe. And then if you want, you can follow us on Instagram. We have got loads and loads of pictures on Instagram. I do reels a couple times a week. I do a lot of photographs of snakes here, snakes that I don't show. I haven't got time to show on the YouTube channels. Loads of pictures of snakes. You can find us at northcoast_constrictors. That's our Instagram. Guys, thank you for watching. If you have already subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you haven't, come on, go ahead. Costs you nothing. Just hit that like and subscribe button and join the journey with us. See you guys on the next video.